before I let you
This is what the future sound like.
Push your left, turn around and shuffle to the left, let's slide now. Up and down, 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 drop it down, drop it down. I'm gonna explain what these thingies are. It's the ion. So this right here, if y'all can see that, ooh, it's the ion absolute perfection booster step 1. It's like OLAPLEX, just without the professional license thing, you know. So yeah, so you're supposed to add 1 vial right here to 2 ounces of bleach. I'm gonna use way more than 2 ounces. So I have bleach in here. I'm gonna pour the bleach in there. I'm gonna open this, and then since I got this isn't in a container, I'm gonna pour it back into here. You know, transfer of product and things of that nature. I'm saying everything I'm doing right now because I hate to do voiceovers. So yeah. So I'm gonna need a lot because I'm doing 4 bundles. Alright, like as I was saying, I'm going to mix 2 vials because this is way more than 6 ounces. So I got 2 containers right here. Right here. Let me move this out the way. Bleach powder's in there. I'm gonna add the developer. And the developer that I'm using is 50 volume developer because I want to just do it once and once alone. I ain't trying to do too much, okay? So I don't measure, I just like it to be runny. So I'm gonna take my tail comb and just mix it. A bit more developer. All right, now I'm gonna add the Ion Color Brilliance. Excuse me, the Ion Color Brilliance. Step 1. How does it open? Oh, there we go. So I'm just gonna add it. Pour the entire contents of it. Oop. Got the second one. There we go. So taking my dye brush, you already know, I'm just gonna cover it from tip to root. So the hair that I'm using in this video is from my hairline, Editorial Looks Hair Company. This is the Joanne wave, similar to Deep Wave. If you guys want to order your hair bundles, frontals, closures, even custom wigs, all the information will be listed down below. And what the Ion Absolute Perfection Booster is just going to do, it acts like OLAPLEX. So if y'all know what OLAPLEX is, it's like protects the bonds of the hair when you bleach or color it, or just like chemically process it. So yeah, it just keeps the hair intact and stuff like that, you know? Right, so here's the hair. I'm gonna wash these in about 10 minutes, but I think altogether they sit, I let them process for about 4. I lied, I let the bundles process for about an hour and 15 minutes, including 20 minutes under the sun wrapped in foil. But since we used the Ion Absolute Perfection vials, there's no damage. I'm gonna show y'all later when we get into constructing the wig and all that fun stuff. Like OLAPLEX, the Ion Absolute Perfection Booster does slow down and weaken the processing of the bleach or developer that you're using, so it's always recommended to go up a volume developer. So if you're starting with 20, go with 30. Starting with 30, go with 40, and if you're starting with 40, go with 50. Just fair warning, and processing times are going to be longer, like I mentioned earlier. This is the shampoo I'll be using. It's the olive oil neutralizing shampoo, just to wash all the bleach out and to stop it from processing. So next we're gonna bleach the closure. I have my 18-inch closure right here, a tail comb, a dye brush, bleach powder, and 40 volume developer. While I am bleaching the closure, I'm also gonna dye the bundles. So I have the Kiss Tintation semi-permanent dye in the shade Emerald, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bottles, and I also have the Via Natural semi-permanent hair color in the shade dark brown for the roots. So I have my closure here. It's 18 inches. It's a free part. I'm just gonna run my finger through the waves just so it's easy to comb through. Don't want to use a tail comb. See, look how easy the comb just runs through the closure. Editorial Looks Hair Company, y'all. Get into it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bleach the hair, and then after I bleach it, I'm not going to rinse it out like right after, obviously, because I want to achieve the same lightness as the bundles. So while the hair is processing, I'm going to bleach the knots as well. So I have my bleach in my bowl. I'm going to pour some 40 volume developer. Make it just a little bit runny, and then when it's time to bleach the knots, I'm just going to add more powder. So I get that thick consistency. I'm just using a plastic fork to blend it to get an even consistency. So I still want some dark roots. So I want to make sure that there's enough to where it's kind of runny, but still controllable. Not as runny as the consistency I used for the bundles. Now I'm going to just part sections. And then go ahead and apply the bleach. So I want the ends to be saturated. And then when I approach the roots, I'm going in vertical motions so that it's an even blend and we don't have a harsh line of demarcation. I want about half an inch of dark roots. There we go. So I'm gonna let that process for a bit. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna add a bit more bleach powder. And then bleach the knots. So I added a bit more bleach powder. Now I'm just going to mix it to make it thicker and then bleach the knots. So I'm gonna let it process for about 15 minutes, and then when 15 minutes passes, I'm gonna come back and bleach the knots. So I have my bundles here. I'm gonna dye them with the Kiss Color Semi-Permanent Emerald, in the shade Emerald. There we go. I don't know why I can't talk, but I'm gonna let them sit in the bundles for about overnight. Yeah, overnight. And then after I apply the color, I have a grocery bag nearby that I'll let it rock in there for. Okay, so. I have the grocery bag. I'm just gonna pop it in there. Tie it up and then let it rock overnight. So I'm just gonna let this process for about half an hour. I'm gonna cover it with some foil. Yep, so I'm just gonna let it rock with some foil over top of it. And then I'll check in. Oh, I'm just gonna dye it too. I don't think I'm gonna do that on camera because, yeah. So I'm just gonna let this process for about 30 minutes and then rinse everything out, neutralizing shampoo, all that fun stuff. And then so I am back. It's the next day. My closure here, as you can see, she's not stained at all, like whatsoever. Let me just put up the brightness. Y'all can see she's not stained at all. I didn't really film the process of me dyeing the closure because it's basically the same repetitive process. The only thing that I did different was I dyed the roots dark brown. So yeah, we're gonna rinse this out, see how it looks, and yeah. Okay. All right, let's go. this is the final result. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what other colors you want to see from me. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.